Welcome to the Afterspin, opinions from thought leaders in our state. I want to ask Leo Daughtry and Brad Crone. The House passed a bill requiring the Department of Transportation to have a balanced budget, more oversight, and giving the legislature power to appoint some of the board members. This is an agency that's long had problems, and one of them is how to provide revenue to support the agency since the gas tax has tanked. What revenue sources should be implemented? Leo, your insights, you've been dealing with this for a long time. Your insights into this DOT situation.
Well, first of all, there's not enough money for DOT to operate the way we want them to operate. The MAP Act has hurt them a great deal.
Right.
You know what? That's really a problem. And then gasoline tax is going down. We've got to find other ways to fund the DOT. And as unpopular as it is, we've got to use what we do is a user fee for those people who use our highways. And I hate to say it, but a toll road is one of the reasons, one of the things we can do to raise the money we need. There are other things we can do also, but we've got to start with that and hold our nose and have toll roads in North Carolina, particularly roads like I-95.
I don't disagree, but you're starting an insurrection here. You realize this, of course. What do you think about the legislature insisting that they appoint 6 members to the DOT board?
Well, I think the governor ought to do that. Frankly, that's an agency that the governor runs. It's not being run well, but I don't see why now the next governor will be in a bad position if he can't appoint the people he needs.
Yeah. Brad, your take on all this?
It's about cash flow, Tom, and clearly in a department that has 24 auditors has not been doing a very good job of managing their cash flow. Now, their systematic approaches and problems that they face, the legislature will green light projects and money, and then they'll stop it. So it's been frustrating, I know, for some of the bureaucrats working within DOT, but we really need a secretary and a leadership structure within DOT that follows the money and make sure that you're not overcommitting on projects and contracts, spending the money, and focus on how you're going about the accounting process.
You know, I served on the DOT board back when Bill Robertson was secretary and Billy Rose was the number 2 guy there. And I can tell you, they followed the money so far as that's concerned. The DOT situation, though, Leo, you wanted another word on this.
I do. I think that's true, that we ought to make sure that the money trail is followed. But at the same time, we got to look for the long term. We got to find ways to get enough money in DOT to build the roads that we've got to have. And that the roads now around our big cities are just awful.
And Brad, you got to remember back, what was it, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, DOT had something like $700 million in the bank. And the legislature just jumped all over them saying, you're not spending this fast enough. You're not building enough roads. Get on it and start spending money. And of course they did.
And they did. And so you saw projects like the Crabtree Valley interchange project. You saw projects down in Charlotte. You saw projects in Greensboro, all in the metropolitan areas to help spend that money. So then they stopped. So you've had a pattern of stop and starts, money in the bank, and then a major cash crisis. So we really do need to look at the management of it. I agree with Leo 100%. We've got to look long term at the transportation needs in our state. We need to fix I-95. We need to fix Highway 77. We need to look at putting in a major interstate along the southern quarter from Raleigh to Charlotte along the 4964 corridor. Those are major projects, and we got to figure out a way, how do you pay for it?
And Raleigh to the coast. And Leo, this becomes exacerbated to your point you were making earlier about the gas tax. As more and more of our vehicles are electric, as more and more traffic is traveling through our state on our interstates, anything that we do has got to be able to reflect visitors who travel through the state as well as our residents, doesn't it?
Absolutely. And I-95, I would suspect, is way over half, from probably 80% out-of-state travelers going from somewhere to Florida or from Florida to somewhere else. And we have got to figure out a way to expand I-95, make it safe, and it's going to cost a lot of money.
Wow. Big issue, big issue. Well, thank you for watching the After Spin. We'll have more video all during the week on ncspin.com.